Most people delay their journey because they're waiting for the perfect opportunity, the perfect salary, the perfect role, the perfect conditions. But here's the reality. That moment rarely comes at the beginning. Success doesn't start with perfection. It starts with movement. When you're new, your primary goal isn't to maximize income. It's to maximize exposure, learning, and experience. Taking a smaller opportunity doesn't mean you're undervaluing yourself. It means you're investing in yourself. Think of it as training, not settling. A lot of young people make the mistake of saying, if they can't pay me what I want, I won't do it. But that mindset can trap you. Because while you're waiting, someone else is out there working, improving, building connections, and getting better every single day. Over time, that gap becomes massive. Let's be practical. Earning something is always better than earning nothing. But more importantly, doing something is always better than doing nothing. Every small gig, project, or job teaches you something you can't learn from theory alone. It sharpens your skills, builds your confidence, and prepares you for bigger opportunities. In the early stage, you're not just working for money. You're working for growth. You're learning how the real world operates. You're understanding people, pressure, deadlines, and performance. These lessons are priceless, and they compound over time. Another important thing is credibility. When you consistently show up, even for smaller opportunities, you start building a track record. People begin to trust you. They see your work ethic, and slowly, better opportunities start finding you. But that only happens if you're in the game. Waiting for everything to be perfect is often just fear in disguise. Fear of being underpaid, fear of being judged, fear of not being good enough. But the truth is, you don't become good enough before you start. You become good enough by starting. There's also a timing factor. Early in your journey, your value in the market is still developing. As your skills grow, your value increases naturally. That's when you can start demanding higher pay. But expecting top rewards without proven value can hold you back. Think of it like climbing a staircase. You can't jump from the ground to the top step. You have to take one step at a time. Each step might feel small, but together, they take you somewhere meaningful. So instead of asking, is this paying enough? Ask yourself, is this helping me grow? If the answer is yes, then it's worth considering. In the long run, people who take action, even imperfect action, move ahead of those who wait. Because success isn't about starting big, it's about starting now, staying consistent, and building momentum. Start small. Learn fast. Grow steadily. The big rewards will follow. There's a hard truth many people avoid. Earning less is not the real problem. Earning nothing is. In the early stages of any career or business, rejecting opportunities just because they don't meet your ideal pay can quietly hold you back more than you realize. When you say no to a decent offer because it's not enough, what you're really choosing is zero. Zero income, zero experience, zero progress. And while you stand still, others move forward. They might be earning less than they want, but they're gaining something far more valuable. Momentum. Momentum is everything in the beginning. Once you start working, you enter a cycle of learning, improving, and growing. You meet people, understand real-world challenges, and build skills that can't be taught in theory. Every opportunity, even a small one, adds to your journey. But if you keep waiting for the perfect deal, you never even enter the cycle. There's also a psychological factor. When you're earning, even a small amount, you feel productive. You feel involved. That confidence pushes you to aim higher. But when you're earning nothing, self-doubt creeps in. You start questioning your abilities, your direction, and even your potential. Over time, that mindset can become more damaging than low pay ever could be. Let's break it down practically. Suppose someone offers you $3,500 for a job, and you reject it because you want $5,000. On paper, it sounds like you're standing your ground. But in reality, you've lost $3,500, and possibly the experience, connections, and exposure that come with it. Multiply that decision over months or years, and the loss becomes significant. Low income at the start is not a loss, it's an investment. You're being paid to learn, to grow, and to prove yourself. Most successful people didn't begin with high earnings. They built their value over time, and once their value increased, the money followed naturally. Another key point is visibility. When you accept opportunities, you put yourself out there. People see your work. They recognize your effort. That visibility often leads to better offers in the future. But if you're not participating, no one knows what you're capable of. Of course, this doesn't mean you should accept exploitation or work for nothing indefinitely. The goal is not to stay underpaid. It's to use smaller opportunities as stepping stones. Learn what you can, grow your skill set, and then gradually move toward better paying work. The biggest mistake is confusing starting point with final destination. Just because you begin with less doesn't mean you'll stay there. But if you never start at all, you guarantee that nothing changes. In simple terms, something is always better than nothing. A small step forward is still progress, and progress, no matter how small, is what eventually leads to success. Take the opportunity. Build momentum. One of the biggest misconceptions about success is that it happens overnight. Social media often shows the end result, the success, the money, the recognition, but it hides the long, slow process behind it. The truth is simple. Real growth always happens step by step. There is no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs. Every successful person you see today started somewhere small. Before the recognition, before the big income, there were countless small efforts, daily work, small wins, and even repeated failures. These steps might seem insignificant in the moment, but over time, they build something powerful. The problem is, most people underestimate small progress. They want big results quickly. If they don't see immediate success, they feel like they're not moving forward. But growth doesn't work like that. It's not always visible right away. Sometimes you're improving quietly, learning, adapting, and becoming better without realizing it. Think of it like going to the gym. You don't build strength in one day. You go consistently. You lift a little more each time, and slowly your body changes. Success in life works the same way. Small, consistent efforts create long-term results. Another reason step-by-step growth is important is because it builds a strong foundation. When you take your time to learn and improve at each stage, you develop real skills and confidence. But if you try to jump ahead too quickly, you often miss important lessons. And later, those gaps can cause problems. Patience plays a huge role here. Growth takes time, and that can be frustrating. You might feel like others are moving faster than you. You might compare your progress to theirs and feel behind. But what you don't see is their journey, the steps they took, the struggles they faced. Everyone's timeline is different. What matters is consistency. Showing up every day, even when progress feels slow, is what separates people who succeed from those who quit. Each step may feel small, but together, they create momentum. And once momentum builds, progress starts to feel faster and more natural. There's also a mental shift you need to make. Instead of focusing only on big goals, start valuing small improvements. Did you learn something new today? Did you perform slightly better than yesterday? That's growth. When you recognize these small wins, you stay motivated and keep moving forward. Another key point is that each step prepares you for the next. You gain experience, confidence, and clarity as you go. What feels difficult today will feel easier tomorrow because you've already taken the first step. Over time, things that once seemed impossible become normal. In the end, success is not about one big moment. It's about many small moments stacked together. It's about the discipline to keep going, even when results are slow. It's about trusting the process, even when you don't see immediate rewards. So don't rush. Don't skip steps. Embrace the process, because step by step, you're getting closer to where you want to be. One of the biggest illusions about success is how clean and effortless it looks from the outside. When people see someone at the top, they see confidence, money, and recognition. What they don't see is the struggle that built it. And the truth is, you cannot skip that struggle phase. Struggle is not a detour, it's the path. Every successful journey includes moments of doubt, failure, rejection, and hardship. These are not signs that something is going wrong. They are signs that you are in the process. But many people misinterpret struggle as failure, and because of that, they quit too early. In the beginning, things are supposed to be hard. You're learning, adjusting, and trying to find your place. You might face financial pressure. You might feel like you're not good enough. You might compare yourself to others and feel behind. All of this is part of the struggle phase, and it's completely normal. The problem is, today's world hides this reality. Social media only shows the highlight reel. You see someone successful, but you don't see the years they spent struggling, failing, and rebuilding. So when your journey doesn't look easy, you think you're doing something wrong. But you're not. You're just seeing the real version of success. Struggle builds strength. When you go through difficult situations, you develop resilience. You learn how to handle pressure, how to adapt, and how to keep going even when things don't go your way. These qualities are what prepare you for long-term success. If you skip the struggle, you also skip the growth. Another important part of struggle is clarity. In tough times, you learn what works and what doesn't. You discover your strengths and your weaknesses. You figure out what you're truly capable of. These lessons can't be learned in comfort. They come from experience. There's also a level of appreciation that comes from struggle. When you've worked hard for something, you value it more. You understand the effort behind it. And that mindset helps you stay grounded even after you succeed. Many people wish for success, but they don't realize what comes with it. They want the results, but not the process. They want the reward, but not the work. But success doesn't work like that. The process is the price you pay for the outcome. It's also important to understand that struggle is temporary. It may feel long, it may feel exhausting, but it doesn't last forever. If you stay consistent and keep learning, things start to change. Opportunities begin to appear. Your skills improve. And slowly, you move out of the struggle phase into a more stable position. But that only happens if you don't quit. Instead of asking, "Why is this so hard?" start asking, "What is this teaching me?" That shift in mindset changes everything. You stop seeing struggle as something negative and start seeing it as something necessary. In the end, every successful person has a story of struggle. It's what shapes them, prepares them, and pushes them forward. You can't skip it, but you can grow through it. In a world that moves fast, patience feels outdated. Everyone wants quick results. Fast money, fast growth, fast recognition. But real success doesn't work on speed. It works on time, consistency, and patience. And without patience, most people quit long before they ever get close. Patience is not about waiting without action. It's about continuing to work while you wait for results. One of the biggest mistakes people make is expecting immediate outcomes. They put in effort for a short time and then feel discouraged when they don't see big changes. But success is not built in days or weeks. It's built over years. The early phase is often slow, and that's where patience becomes critical. Think about planting a seed. You water it, take care of it, and give it time. You don't expect a tree to grow overnight. In the same way, your efforts need time to develop into something meaningful. If you dig up the seed every day to check if it's growing, you destroy the process. Lack of patience works the same way. It interrupts your progress. Patience also helps you stay consistent. When you understand that results take time, you're less likely to quit when things don't happen quickly. You trust the process. You keep showing up. And over time, that consistency starts to pay off. Another important part of patience is emotional control. Without patience, frustration builds quickly. You start comparing yourself to others. You feel like you're behind. You question your path. But patience allows you to stay focused on your own journey. It reminds you that everyone moves at a different pace. It's also important to understand that fast success is often unstable. When something grows too quickly without a strong foundation, it can collapse just as fast. But when you take your time, you build something solid. You develop real skills, real understanding, and real confidence. That kind of success lasts. Patience doesn't mean you settle for less. It means you're willing to work steadily for more. There will be moments when you feel like nothing is happening. Times when your effort doesn't seem to be paying off. These are the moments that test your patience the most. But often, progress is happening beneath the surface. You're improving, learning, and preparing for the next level, even if you can't see it yet. Another key point is that patience gives you perspective. When you're not rushing, you make better decisions. You think clearly. You avoid mistakes that come from desperation, and that helps you move forward in a smarter way. Success is not a race. It's a long-term journey. And those who succeed are not always the fastest. They are the ones who are consistent and patient enough to keep going. In the end, patience is what allows effort to turn into results. It's what keeps you grounded when things are slow, and it's what separates those who quit early from those who eventually make it. Stay patient, keep working, trust the timing, because real success always takes time.